Welcome to part 3 as my journey continues as I head further east across the intriguing country of Uzbekistan and over the border into mysterious Turkmenistan. Good morning. Last full day in Uzbekistan. Let's do this. Well, with 4 of us just heading over the border tonight's kind of like the end of tour farewell meal. Well, Uzbekistan, I guess that's kind of done. It's been a fantastic week. If I had to summarise the last 7 days, the country is without question very beautiful. The cities are absolutely stunning with their architecture, even though they do very much feel alike from city to city. The food, I wasn't a major fan of, but the people were absolutely lovely and very, very friendly. Would I come back? Probably not, because I kind of feel like I've seen everything there is to see, but it's definitely been a country that I've really enjoyed visiting. Good morning, day 15, and it's time to head over the border to one of the most isolated and controlled countries of the world. A place where internet is heavily restricted and there's no social media whatsoever. For the next 5 days, I'll be going completely off-grid as I head to one of the most fascinating countries of the world, Turkmenistan. day one in Turkmenistan done, and it's quirky little country. You got kind of real rough around the edges, roads are diabolical, and then you've got like the hotel behind me where I was staying, which is just a different world. Day 16, and time to head south in this wonderfully fascinating country. After a 5-hour drive on some of the bumpiest roads I think I've ever driven on, we've arrived at our camp, and we're pretty much in the middle of nowhere. But it does look like we've got the whole place to ourselves, which is quite nice. This is just so cool. Who thought a natural gas leak could be so beautiful? Good morning. And after spending a night in a sauna, it's time to head on to this country's glorious capital. Morning, day 18, and final day of the tour. I still can't believe that it's just a Ferris wheel. I guess that's Turkmenistan done. Hello, Abu Dhabi. Well, here we are, Abu Dhabi, and yeah, kind of Turkmenistan done. What can I say about the last 4-5 days? It's one of the most fascinating countries I think I've ever been to. You've got this glorious capital city, which is just magnificent. A sea of like white and gold buildings, these amazing monuments and structures. And then at night, when the lights come down, the whole city just lights up like one giant amusement arcade. But the sad thing is, you drive outside the city and you're literally straight into poverty. The roads were horrendous. Driving from north to south, we couldn't have done it without a 4x4 vehicle. I remember even seeing like a horse and cart driving around, old style Soviet vehicles. The country obviously has money looking at Ashgabat, but outside the city there's very few that see any of it. A few main kind of other observations. It's the only country I think in the world that still requires you to have a COVID test before entering. there's just no advertising anywhere. Nothing, no billboards, no kind of signs on bus stops. Every shop is just completely blank on the front. I still can't get over how cheap petrol is. 8p a litre. 8p, you can fill your car up for under a fiver. What I did love though was kind of like in line with the petrol, everything was just so cheap. Food, drink, you get a decent meal for like kind of £4-5. But this whole kind of social media, internet blackout was just bizarre as well. Even though apparently there are ways you can still kind of get those sort of things according to our guide. With a complicated visa process, there are just so few tourists there. I think our guide said it's about 20,000 a year that actually visit the country, which only about 1,000 of those are actually Brits. Most are kind of former Soviet countries, Chinese, Japanese, etc. But it meant that when we were walking around these amazing monuments, we were the only ones there. We had the whole place to ourselves, which was just eerily strange. Turkmenistan, it's been a fascinating few days. I don't think I'll be back anytime soon, but it's been great to kind of experience this wonderfully quirky country. And on that note, that brings us to the end of part 3. But join me in part 4 as my journey across Asia continues.